Well, integration is a way of getting children who are handicapped, be they deaf, or perhaps children who are slow learners, or children of even different races together, mixing together as a common group, sharing things together, and in fact, I think the most important thing is that they are sharing each other's experiences and rubbing shoulders together as natural human beings. In my mind, there is a special law of children, which is spelled L-O-R-E. Their experience is peculiar to their own time, their own generation, which you and I can't share with them, which is their thing. And I think the handicapped are just as entitled to share that as are ordinary, normal hearing children and healthy children.
It's quite a puzzle to find the 2 deaf children in amongst the 15 visitors from other rooms, and they're under the care of the deaf unit supervisor, Heather Campbell, in this morning mix-up.
Our developmental, well, it starts the day off well, and it relaxes all the children, and they're choosing what they like to do, and then we can hone in and teach our deaf children the language that's connected with what they're actually doing, their activities like popping corn and writing a birthday card and counting the colours on the candles on somebody's cake, and also being social with all their friends from the junior school.
Here's the popcorn. When it was my birthday, when I was 7.
Michelle is profoundly deaf. And so is Silvelio.
Just a little bit. Too much. Just a little bit. Too much.
We have students just from Teachers College here, and they all seem to be wonderful people, and they're young and enthusiastic and part of our program. Yes, we have lots of visitors. We feel we can't turn people away if it will help people to understand deafness, and we do have students.
News? Tanya, you come and tell us your news. Come on.
Mummy.
Tanya's going to visit her auntie on Friday. Auntie on Friday? In the car, in the new car. And you're going to sleep there? Okay, what's your news? Going to sleep in that room upstairs. And Vorna sleeps there.
Thank you.
I see.
I thought Michelle got
And Mummy, is Mummy sleeping downstairs? Mummy's downstairs.
down.
I see. Okay, and you're going in the new car.
Yeah.
To see who? Who are you going to see? Auntie? I don't know. Auntie? Okay. Go and write your news in your book. Good girl. You're next.
What's your news?
Dearest.
Some experts have said that if a deaf child has his homeschool book done very regularly for 10 years, they'll have a reasonable reading age. So it's most important because it'll help their quality of life.
How do you go about teaching them to speak?
The natural method. Just like a mother, if you've listened to mothers chatting to their babies, we start as soon as we'd like to get them very young at the preschool. Our advisors visit in the homes, advising the parents on how to handle a deaf child, and it's just the natural method. We babble on about what the child's doing, and if he brings you something, you chat on about it. As soon as the child is diagnosed deaf, a hearing aid is applied, two hearing aids to both ears, so that they'll get the best sound available, and that's worn whenever possible, except of course when they're swimming or having a bath. And then at school we use the Elicon, which is a big hearing aid, and our very deaf little girls and children like Tanya benefit very greatly from the better sound on the Elicon or speech train.
At home too. And love, where's Vorna? Where's Vorna? Oh, hang on, you did you? Did Vorna like the parcel? You tell me yes, yes. I gave Vorna the parcel.
We need to make special provision for them to be given extra lessons by teachers of the deaf who are trained in speech training, learning how to lip read, particularly. As I speak now, there will be people perhaps who are deaf who will be trying to find out what I'm saying. And these children are given special lessons by the teacher to learn how to interpret ordinary conversation.
Darling, in a pretty voice, I have books. I have books. Can't hear you. Look. Good. Books. Good girl. Good speech. Okay, here's some more. I have toys. I have toys. Have. What are those? What's that, love? It's a bear. Yes, and a doll. Yes, and a boat and a good girl. You've got toys at home.
What about the normal child in your school? Is his progress impeded by mixing with these?
Oh, in no way. In fact, they are, in my opinion, enriched by their contact with the deaf children. They are made to be more understanding, and in fact, one of the aims of the school is to produce a future society where you have people who can live with and work with and share their lives with handicapped people. I don't think we should send handicapped children into separate classes and separate rooms because we are denying them a right to mix with others.
Sonia, serrated. It's like a knife. Right? Good.
Sonia's one of the 3 deaf children in Joan Sterling's class of
It's a
10.
long word. Supplejack. 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 You go this way. Supplejack. That's right. No. Supplejack. 3. Supplejack. That's right.
When you can hear, it's easy to learn speech rhythms. But when you're deaf, well, the castanet's a great help.
You do it tailing. Supplejack. Good girl. Good.
In this school, there seems to be a philosophy that the children come first.
Schools are for children, that's for sure. Yes.
And is this essential for the deaf child, this caring atmosphere?
I think the deaf children bring the caring atmosphere with them somehow, in some way.
Danny Beech can't hear the phone ring. A deaf person's vision is his hearing, so Danny's installed lamps around the flat to alert him. The post office supplies a relay to control them at $20 installation and $2 every bill. This telephone deaf communicator costs over $600, with an outlay of about $700 facing the deaf person who wants to use the phone. The machine can be used on any ordinary phone, provided the person at the other end has one too. It transmits a different frequency for each letter. It's as portable as a cassette player, and of course it's a boon for people with speech trouble from throat damage, strokes and the like. But the main thing about this machine is, for the first time, a deaf person can enjoy a talk with someone who isn't in the same room. Someone has said, just as breathing is necessary to keep a person physically alive, so hearing is what keeps a person psychologically alive. According to Danny, there are 5 main needs experienced by deaf people. Social workers trained to work with deaf clients, interpreters for deaf people in court, better education and job training, captions with television news, and machines like these to be rented from the post office, as they are in Australia.